Hello everybody, my name is Christian Madrid, and for today's video we're going to be talking about the cinema of attractions. So in this article, Tom Gunning describes early film as the cinema of attractions, and early films like The Great Train Robbery and A Trip to the Moon really prove his point. As you know, in the early 1800s, the early 1900s and late 1800s, you know, cinema was very new. People didn't really know what to make of it, but it got people really excited and curious to see what can you do with film? What can you really show? What kind of visual storytelling can you really show in a movie, in a motion picture? And especially A Trip to the Moon, really shows, that cinema is an art form and something to take seriously with its realism and its visual representation. And this movie was really groundbreaking in many ways with its visual effects and its cinematography and its editing. And it really showed, what you can do with cinema, what cinema is capable of showing. And even though this film is not really in your typical narrative form, narrative structure, there is somewhat of a story still in this movie. It more relies on the visual spectacle of it, but there is a story of these group of people trying to get to the moon. But as cinema would evolve throughout the years, we'd get more and more movies that would rely on both the visual spectacle and the narrative form. And we have come along so much, in cinema. We have films like 2001: A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick, that's almost a 3-hour long movie, and it heavily relies more on the visual spectacle than the narrative, form. And without movies like A Trip to the Moon, we wouldn't have 2001: A Space Odyssey. And now, in recent years, we have gotten movies like Dune Part 1 and Part 2, directed by Denis Villeneuve, that has a great balance of both the narrative film structure and the visual spectacle. And how this ties into today's day and age of the internet of attractions is because in the early days of cinema, people didn't really know what to make of it, and it got people excited. And now we're 100 plus years later in cinema. We've seen almost about all cinema can do. There's probably still more stuff, especially with technology, that, film can do. But with the internet, the internet is so new, like, 20 to 30 years, new. So we're still kind of experimenting all the internet can do, but it is in its own way an attraction, because with the internet, there's so many apps like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and there's so many like edits and cool filters you can use, like a dog on your face. You can crop out photos, Photoshop, put someone who wasn't in one photo and put them in a whole different photo. Like the internet, there's so many things, the internet technology has been doing, and it's been really amazing. And Tom Gunning really, proves his point that the cinema of attractions is in its way very similar to the internet of attractions. And it's just really cool how technology has come, and I'm really looking forward to the future, what more technology can do, especially with, the discovery of AI. Now the internet can do a whole lot more different things, in terms of like, having social media posts, or like creating different apps or videos. So it's pretty cool, the internet of attractions in the day and age we are living in, and we get to feel what people in the early 1900s were feeling with cinema. Thank you so much.